Hi, thanks for joining me today. Are you wanting to influence maybe an adult or a more grown-up stepchild? How do you influence somebody? Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, and I'll let you know every time I post. I have a question to ask you today. How do you influence somebody? I'm not talking here about very young children. I'm talking about the more adult stepchildren that you may have. It's always hard when you are opposed to somebody's points of view or somebody's approach to life or somebody's attitudes or somebody's behaviour. It can be really abhorrent to have it in your own home. It can be really tough if somebody holds a totally different perspective or point of view from you and you really don't like it around you. It's tough. It really is. But how do you influence somebody? How? Well, one of the things that you don't do is to judge them and criticise them and tell them they're basically wrong for thinking that. You can try the kind of, well, that's just a non-acceptable opinion, or whatever you like to say. But by doing so, you're not changing their opinion. You're making them go back into a more rigid, they'll stick more rigidly to what they do think. They'll become more defensive. They'll think of more reasons why they do think the way they do. They will become more entrenched. And ultimately, they'll distance themselves from you. They won't come as often. Well, fine, you may not even want them to come, but that's not the point of this exercise. The exercise that I'm challenging you to is, how do you influence somebody? So if you want to get rid of somebody or distance them, fine, go head to head with them. They'll have a different point of view and they won't come and see you so often. But that's not your objective. Your objective is to influence. So how do you do it? Well, this, how you do it, requires you to do the changing. Because if you stick rigidly to your position and they stick rigidly to theirs, there'll be no change. Now, I'm not saying that you should start adopting their opinion as yours. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that you influence somebody by coming close to them. Instead of seeing the difference between the two of you as being a problem or you being right and them being wrong, but as the difference as being of interest. I mean, how come they are different? It doesn't make them wrong, but it does mean that you have a difference of opinion. But where's that difference come from? Why is it that they have, in their opinion, or in their view, or in their perspective, feel that behaving in a particular way or thinking a certain thing is what should be done? Because that's what they think. It's just a point of interest between you. So if you view it as that, you can then discover how it is that they have come to that view. And then when you get to the very nut of what it is that changed their mind, the experience that made them decide that it was this, not that, or to do this, not that, that is the crux. That's where that decision was made. But there'll have been a decision in your life too as to why you chose how to live your life. So it's just looking for those differences in an open way. They're not wrong, they're just different. And if you can view it like that, then you can open it up. You know that story, I think it's a fable, and it's the thing is, how do you get somebody to take their coat off? And the wind came along and tried to blow the coat off. And the person just hugged the coat closer to them. And then the sun said, no, I'll show you how to get the person to take their coat off. And they put the sun out, and the person got warm, and they took their coat off immediately. When you're thinking about influencing in a family situation with reasonably adult children, think of the sunshine, don't think of the wind. If you think of the wind, you'll never get there. You'll never get there. Think of the sun. Open it up. See, let them shine. Ask them about it. And then, because you remain close to them, you are in the best position. And open up the conversation, and suddenly things might change. It's tough, and it's harder work for you to do that way, but it's definitely worth it. We run workshops, sessions, an email response service, and we write booklets. You can see links to our social media and website in the description box below.